Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fam 2 Cents cooking video. Today we are back making chicken parmesan. We're going to jump right into it by filleting our chicken breast here, basically cutting it down the middle but not in half, so that way you can flatten it out with your mallet here. I'm using wax paper to make this just a little bit easier so that way it doesn't make a mess or get all over the place. And it's worked the best for me. I've tried using like foil and all that stuff and that doesn't work. So wax paper is pretty good for this. So you just want to flatten it out as much as you can because we're going to be seasoning, breading this, and getting this ready for the chicken parm. Now, when it comes to flouring and doing all that good stuff to this, we're using panko breadcrumbs and just regular flour. I decided to come up with this innovative way to like to distribute the flour and the panko breadcrumbs in the same pan without getting an extra dish dirty or anything like that. And to be honest, it actually worked out pretty decent. I actually skipped through some footage because I was having some trouble really kind of getting it as coated as I wanted to, because it was a little bit of a pain. But don't worry, that is the magic of editing. So as you guys can see here, I'm prepping my flour, and I got I always season my flour and the meat too, so nothing too crazy. Italian seasoning. I put some paprika in there and some salt, and that's it. And you go ahead and spread that on one side, and then on the other side goes the panko breadcrumbs. And as I said, this was kind of a on-the-fly, what I figured to be innovative way to be able to do it, all in the same tray without getting the extra thing dirty or anything dirty at all. With the kind of partition I made with the foil, but as I said, it was a bit of a mess. So as you can see here, I'm beating the eggs to get it ready for the egg wash, because despite the fact that I'm not a super fan of egg washing meat when you fry it, this is customary. This is basically what you kind of have to do, or at least find a substitute for the eggs if you want the flour and the panko breadcrumbs to stick. So this is what I did. So we're gonna season our meat here with garlic salt. We have seasoned salt, onion powder, and I believe Italian. Yeah, that was Italian. Just mixed herb Italian seasoning. Now you guys should know the drill from this point. We're gonna go ahead and drop it in the egg wash first, and then we're gonna take it over to the flour. And then we're going to do back to the eggs and then the panko breadcrumbs. Now, what you want to do when you dip it into the egg mixture, obviously, is you want to make sure as much of that excess egg gets off of there as possible, because that could become quite a mess. And as I told you guys before, this seemed like a very good idea at first, but didn't quite work out exactly how I had it planned on it. It gets very sticky. A lot of the flour kind of sticks to your hand, and I know that's kind of the point. This is supposed to be messy, but I don't like the way it feels on my hands. So this was not fun for me at all, really. I know some people kind of enjoy this part, but I am not. I don't like that. Like my you see my hands? It's gross. Anyway, after you finish doing this gross part and getting that crap all over your hands, like and complaining about it like a pansy, then you can move on to the next step. I have them both plated here, and they're sitting at room temperature, and I usually do that with food that I'm coating, because it helps the coating stick. So when you go to fry it, it's not like it's not an ordeal, or you're not having an issue of the coating just kind of like just going off of it as soon as you toss it into the grease, because that sucks. That is the one thing you do not want to happen. So taking that extra step can be very beneficial to you, so why not give it a shot? As far as the noodles are concerned, we're using angel hair. I really like angel hair noodles because they don't take very long to cook, and they're easily digestible when you have a very heavy kind of protein. So like breaded chicken is a very heavy protein, and it's very thick, and it's one of those stick to your ribs type of things or whatever. So it's really nice to have a very light noodle to go with it. So I like angel hair for that reason. And whenever I'm making chicken parm, it is kind of my go-to for that reason alone. Because, you know, it's just it just makes everything more palatable, I guess, and in my opinion. So as you can see, I have the chicken breast in there frying, and that breading is firmly on there. You don't see any of that that excess breading floating around in the pan or anything like that. It's on there, and I like that. So I used a pre-made sauce this time around, just because kind of making your own sauce can be a pain in the butt sometimes. This was a on-the-fly thing, and I didn't plan on recording this video anyway. It was just kind of random where I'm just like, maybe I should record this, just a quick dinner for me and my squish or whatever. So I didn't take the time to really get into it like I really do as far as cooking goes, and I used a pre-made sauce, which is, you know, totally fine. So the chicken is just about done. I'm gonna go ahead and take it out and give you guys a nice little look at it. This turned out to be a pretty good coating. Like I said, I don't use panko very often, but I should, because that turned out to be very good. So I'm pretty happy with those results. So I did turn the oven on so I can go ahead and start to melt the cheese on there. You guys have seen me use the cheese that I've used before. It is that 6 different Italian cheese mixture. I went ahead and put that over the top. You pop that right in the oven, put it on broil, and allow that cheese to melt to your liking. Some people like it a little burnt, just a little melted. Just do it how you like it, and go ahead and take it out. As you can see, these look beautiful. They are melted to perfection, in my opinion. So about ready to cut and start plating these. And as you guys can see, here it is, the final product. I'm going to go ahead and cut these, and you'll see while I'm cutting them that they were cooked perfectly. They were nice and juicy, and I feel like I did a pretty good job. They taste amazing, by the way. If you were wondering how this tastes, it's pretty damn good, actually. So I don't make chicken parmesan often, but when I do, it's usually very, very good. And as I said, I paired these with the angel hair noodles because they are thin, and when you're eating something this big that's breaded, that you could just eat that, and that could be a pretty good dinner, to be honest. But I think substituting maybe spaghetti or whatever noodle you planned on using with the angel hair can really make the difference and make it as not, you know, make it seem like you're not eating as much as you normally would be. So I'm being bougie with the garnishing or whatever, but that's fine. But yeah, here it is, Satsu's chicken parm. It's pretty freaking good. I encourage you guys to try it, and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video.